What is something that poor people can do, but rich people can't? Be excited about a $20 in a Christmas card when you're 30 yo. My husband still gets excited about the $50 his grandpa sends him at Christmas. He's nearly 40. He does not need $50. As someone closer to 40 than 35. It's the lack of guilt over how you spend it. Gifted money is guilt-free. It's a new hobby thing, or a couple dinners out, or a new video game, whatever. It's money you can spend for something fun and be 100% guilt-free about it, unless you're so tight you need it and then it's a windfall you needed but didn't necessarily expect. I think this is it exactly. He feels free to spend it all on a hobby without feeling guilty. Feeling the economic guilt of buying something expensive for yourself. I poured almost all of my money into paying off a loan for my house. It was about $7,000 and I only had $300 to last a week. Mind you, I was only making $10 per hour, part-time, at the time. It felt great and hurt terribly simultaneously. How did you get approved for a house loan making $10 an hour? I'm just curious. I'm not making much more and buying a house seems pretty out of reach for me ATM. I don't want to rent anymore, so I live at home, thankfully. Rich people can't experience the strange mix of freedom and terror that comes from having nothing to lose. Some people think I'm rich because I'm so willing to kamikaze a good salary for all sorts of reasons. Joke's on them, I'm just used to being poor. I don't give a shit if you're an executive. Fuck with my interns and I'm going to talk to the CEO about it. Preach. I climbed the ladder once before, I'm not afraid to burn this job down and climb it again somewhere else. Get life sentences that actually stick. This one hits. Happy Cake Day. Only works if you defraud poor people. Madoff went to jail because he defrauded the rich. He had to do it for decades and also hide the spoils. A poor person just has to walk out of the store with a loaf of bread once without paying. Well, 3 times if you want to make sure they're in for life. Experience the excitement of getting something that is cheap but you've not been able to afford. A pack of Pokemon cards. A game you've been saving up for. A new pair of shoes once yours start falling apart. Jeans that you didn't have to find at a thrift store. Man, I'm doing okay in life now. But 10 years ago I found $100 of babysitting money I had put in a small locked box of mine with important documents. It was my life savings at the time and I forgot I had it. Opening that box to look for something unrelated brought a joy that is still palpable to this day. You're so right. Finding a 20 in my wallet, when all I thought I had left was a few ones, makes me happy. I like cash, so I am not sure non-cash people have anything similar. The digital equivalent is forgetting that I have money sitting in my Venmo account. Understand the true meaning of Christmas without being visited by the ghosts of Christmas past, present, and future. Yep. An older friend told me about a bike his grandpa found and fixed up for him for Christmas. Loved it because his grandpa took the time to fix up something so he could get something nice for Christmas. This reminds me of Citizen Kane when he was dying and all he wanted was Rosebud. Spoiler alert. ! End credits. Burning his riches after he dies, they throw on his beloved sleigh, branded Rosebud. Less than. Be hungry, but not on purpose. Currently eating my 1 bowl of pasta salad for the day. This is a recent and short-term situation for me, and I am blessed to have a support network around me, but I'd rather ask to borrow money to keep the lights on than to get groceries. Weird how the brain thinks this way. I can help with some money if you'd like. If you want to repay it, you can do that too when you're better off with 0 interest. Please get your nutrition. You are super kind, but my partner comes over today and I will ask for assistance. He's already helped me with a few other things. I have interviews next week, and a few hundred coming to me soon. I have so much more than most and I promise I will be fine. But you're an awesome person for offering. Wipe out their bank account just to buy groceries. We don't have to be paranoid that people befriend us for our money. Not always true. I'm nowhere near rich and I used to be best friends with someone who used me to buy her things. Yeah, poor people's idea of a rich friend is way lower than a rich person's idea of a rich friend. Poor people absolutely go through people using them just because they have slightly more stuff than they do. As an example of what I mean, be a poor family and have someone in your family die and have other people suddenly assume that means you have money now even though you don't. Or be the one poor person in your family with a job and have people leech off you for money even though you have none. My cousin grew up with not very much money on a farm in the middle of nowhere and had his deadbeat father he hadn't seen his whole life hit him up for money when he was a poor medical student because he assumed the fact he got into medicine meant he had money now. He didn't, he was still just a student. Did you ever find a crumpled up $10 or $20 bill in a pair of pants or a coat pocket that you didn't know you had, and finding it just made your whole day, hell maybe even your whole week? If you're rich, you'll never know that joy. Patrick Peterson, cornerback for the Arizona Cardinals at the time, forgot about a $15 million signing bonus check the team gave him upon signing. He only found out because the team's financial department called him out on it when their books had an extra $15 million in them. He just never cashed it and forgot about it. Then one day, bam, extra $15 million. I flew corporate jets at one time. A guy forgot about his Bentley that had been parked at the airport for over 8 months. The guy asked for his car to be brought out. The airport worker asked which one. That confused the passenger. It was like he didn't even remember he owned a Bentley. You all ever forgot about your spare Bentley? Edit. Forgetting about 15 mil is a bit worse than a Bentley. But similar thing. Feel posh having a Viennetta. A man of taste and refinement, I see. Ah, Viennetta. Truly a suggestion of dessert. It's like someone was described ice cream once and tried to make it. Oh, is it like ice cream? Well, kinda. Does it have chocolate? Sort of. Is it creamy? Maybe. It is sweet? Sure. They'll never know the nostalgic taste of a ham/bologna sandwich from inside your parents' cooler in the trunk of the car during a vacation, that you eat whilst longingly staring at the overpriced restaurants that whatever attraction you're at has. I have a fond memory of making egg salad in the parking lot of Silver Dollar City Amusement Park. I was maybe 10 at the time, and when my dad said it was the best egg salad he'd ever had, I believed him 100%. Oh Mag, this is hilariously accurate. I remember vacations with my parents and 2 siblings. Being the youngest, I was always snuck into the hotel and got to enjoy sleeping on the floor. And we always had a large cooler that we kept filled with ice from the ice machine so we could keep food for breakfast and one other meal in the room, so we only ate out once a day. This was the 80s before rooms had mini fridges. Get rich. Die trying. When it rains, it pours. She liked the way I RRR. Micah Miri. The total triumph of fixing something yourself that would have cost you a bunch of money you don't have to get fixed professionally or replace, especially if it's an essential thing that would have fucked you over majorly to lose. Yes, I did fix a problem with my own car, and it was a very MacGyver solution. Not really an essential thing, but when I was about 21 or so, my TV broke. Couldn't afford a new one, so I gambled, took it apart and had a look-see. It was a pretty generic LCD kind of TV, but it was all I could afford. Took a good long look at every board in there, and spotted that one capacitor looked ever so slightly bulgy. I remembered from some random YouTube video on electronics that that's a sign the capacitor is bad, so I went and got a matching capacitor for like 50p and rolled the dice on soldering the old one off and putting the new one in. The surgery was successful, and by a combination of luck and decently steady hands, I got another 5 years out of that TV for 50p despite absolute zero electronics repair knowledge XD. Still very satisfying for the rich too though. Painfully die from an easily treatable but prohibitively expensive medical condition. I think Steve Jobs managed to break that one. Deleted. What happened? Google says he died from cancer and had a surgery on a pancreas's tumor in 2004. Doesn't sound too well treatable. Give someone else your last dollar out of compassion. I mean, they could. If it was their last dollar, they wouldn't be rich. What if they are in Europe and they have millions of euros but only $1 left? Taps head. Watch their lives slide out of view. I was hoping for more funny comments, but now I'm sad again. When it comes down to it, There isn't really much that is comical in the fact that we have the resources to care for everyone and greatly improve the people's lives, but instead our collective efforts largely get funneled into billionaire ego trips and further consolidation of power. Children are dying, but the money must flow. However, here's a shitty pun joke to give you a bit of levity. I passed a sign earlier today that read "Falling Rocks." So, I gave it a try, and no it doesn't. I appreciate the pun lol. May your beer always be cold and your food 5-star. Get bankrupted by a short hospital stay. I think that is a very American thing. Hey, that's me. Work 3 jobs just to keep the heat on. The old lady's a waitress in 3 different places and still can't afford her own carry bin driving grader. I'm a smooth operator wondering where all the gravel roads are. I like Alberta, but dang, ain't you heard of how much it can cost to buy oats? I'll always love her and think kindly of her, but I got no money left over for smokes. Well, I'm long gone to Saskatchewan. Incorrect. Rich people often work 3 jobs, 2 of them being passive income, like landlord. And they do it to keep the heat on in their 13 homes.